qué bien se siente ahí para poder tener éxito en ese inning.
Sí, se siente bastante bien, se siente bastante bien.
No, it feels really, really good.
What have you been seeing from your swing? What are you feeling at the plate right now?
¿Cómo tú te sientes cuando estás bateando? ¿Qué tú sientes en el swing tuyo?
Me siento bien. Yo creo que es acerca de hacerlo todos los días y seguir hacia adelante, ¿sabes?
No, it feels good. It's something that we continue to work at day in and day out, and just continue working at it.
How much of a challenge was it for you getting hurt in spring training, kind of having that late start to your season?
¿Qué difícil fue para ti cuando te lesionaste en spring training y ahora para comenzar la temporada un poco más tarde? ¿Qué difícil fue?
Pues yo creo que sí es un poco difícil, uno se vaya adaptando poco a poco a la liga. De todas maneras, cuando uno es sprint training y uno vuelve a la liga, no es lo mismo, ¿sabes? Como que jugar en la liga es diferente que sprint training y que en todos lados.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult when you don't get that spring training and you start the season a little bit later. You're trying to make adjustments a lot quicker than what you would in spring training. So I will say it is definitely a little bit more difficult when you're not starting in that league.
What did you like about Blackburn tonight?
¿Qué te gustaste de Blackburn hoy?
Todo. Lo que como vino hoy, como localizó los picheos, estaba localizando los picheos bastante bien. Cuando él localiza los picheos, él puede ser bastante exitoso.
Everything. Just the way that he came and brought it today, the way that he was locating all of his pitches. When he's able to locate his pitches the way that he did today, he's always going to have success.
Francisco had mentioned that you're putting a lot of extra work in, especially before games. Is there something in specific that you're working on?
Que Lindor dijo que tú trabajas mucho antes de los juegos. Si hay algo específicamente que tú has trabajado.
Pues siempre busco de trabajar la parte de mi físico, trabajar el bateo, trabajar el cacheo los días libres cuando no estoy jugando.
I'm working on everything. I'm working on my body. I'm working on my hitting. On the days that I'm not playing, I'm working on my catching as well. So I'm trying to work on everything.
Francisco, first of all, what do you think just as a teammate when you see Blackburn go through what he's gone through the last 9 months and then come through in that way tonight?
It was amazing. I was super happy. I was happy for him. He definitely he's been going through a lot of things, and he's been grinding just as much as anybody. Just because he hasn't played, it doesn't mean he's not been working hard. And to see him come out today, attack, and execute his game plan, it was huge. It was huge not only for him but for the team as well. And I'm proud, I'm happy, and I'm glad it went the way it went tonight.
I know you, in general, talk about having the same approach at all times, but any theory as to why you've had so much success, especially with the leadoff home run?
No. Just trying to get a good pitch and get on base for the guys. And when they go out, great. When they don't, as long as I'm on base and get something going for the guys, and then let the big boys do their thing. It's just I take a lot of pride in setting the tone, and at the end of the day, the coaches that prepare me, they tell me all the information. I just go out there and try to execute the game plan.
What kind of exciting moment is it for you when you give your team a lead right off the bat like that?
It feels good. It feels good because you start the game 1-0, but at the end of the day, we understand that we have to play 27 outs. It's a really hard, really good team on the other side, tough team, and they're going to play 27 outs as well. So just it feels good to set the tone, but at the end of the day, you got to give everything you got.
It looked like many balls kind of died at the wall today. I think you had one that I thought might be going out. You and Ohtani were the two that got it. You must have gotten all of that ball to get it out here today.
I hit it with everything I had, and it worked out. It went not as far as Ohtani. Ohtani was probably 40 feet further than mine, but they count the same. So it was good that I was able to get a good pitch and drive it.
Francisco Alvarez has been struggling a little bit going in the last couple of weeks. What have you seen from his at-bats today, and do you think he's turning up for you?
That was huge, I'm glad you brought him up. He's been definitely working extremely hard. He's been grinding. He's been going through it, as I like to say. And for him to step up, for him to stick to his work, for him to stick to what he's trying to change day in and day out, and not let the offense affect the defense, is very important. The way he went about it today was tremendous. His at-bats were quality at-bats, and behind the plate was really good. And then Torrance coming in at the end of the game to close it. I'm glad they're on my team, and the way he has gone about it, he's been really good.
Francisco, you mentioned the changes that he's attempting to make. Just how difficult can that be to not chase results and get out of what you believe will be a long-term, better strategy when it's not working in the near term?
It is very difficult because regardless of how process-driven this game should be, we all want results. We all want to be successful, and he's young. He needs to continue to develop. He needs to continue to mature, and for him to stick to his work day in and day out and not change it. The test is going to be tomorrow. Coming in tomorrow and doing the exact same thing he did today, so I can go out and have a good game again tomorrow. It's the way he's done it. He's a real professional. I'm happy for him, and I'm sure he's going to continue to have success.
You've taken off since being moved to leadoff. What is it about leadoff? I guess you get a couple more fastballs, but other than that, there really isn't much.
I don't know. Sometimes you close your eyes and you swing.
What was it like just being a part of those last 2 innings there? Obviously, they tie it up, you storm ahead by 2, and then just to hold on there in the bottom of the 10th.
Yeah, I would say tonight was a great team win. Everybody had to contribute, literally. You have the bullpen coming in and pitching great. You have the starting pitcher had a great game. Defense. Overall, we did a good job, and base running as well. Acuna had a great read late in the game. Just continuing to pass it with him. Nemo had a great at bats, and Soto. It was a great team win. Everybody felt like everyone contributed today, and I'm glad we ended up on top.
What did you think about having the infield in with Ohtani up? I would have been a little nervous. How are you?
I'm not playing first base, so I'm good.
Okay.
The first baseman, Pete's probably the one that is in danger there.
Paul, result aside, after dealing with everything you've dealt with over the last 9 months, just what was the feeling of accomplishment being back out there again?
Yeah, it feels good. To come in here with the energy that was just out there during the game. Being able to just kind of keep us ahead there. When Lindor hit that homer to start the game, the biggest thing for me was just how quick can I get them back in the dugout, and kind of just keep the momentum on our side.
You did get them back out there pretty quickly, pretty often. You were pretty pitch efficient tonight. What did you do particularly well against that lineup?
I think really, our game plan coming in, was cutter, curveball, changeup. I probably leaned on those a lot tonight. Not very often do you kind of go against a lineup like that and not have to kind of go to your second option, your second plan B. I think, in between innings, just the way Alvy and I communicated all night, I feel like we trusted in our plan, and we didn't let off.
I don't think you threw one four-seamer today, which I'm pretty sure in your last AAA start was the same thing. What was the thought process behind shelving that pitch, at least for these two?
Yeah, when it comes to me as a pitcher, I'm a guy that I can't really rely on a single pitch. I kind of let the hitters kind of tell me what the pitches I should throw to them. And for that lineup over there, it's a lot of damage from the lefties, and just being able to get that cutter in and kind of get it off the barrel, was huge, and I feel like that's kind of what led to just no four seams today.
What was the fifth inning? Ohtani, 2 strikeouts, and you got him out with 2 guys on. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think with his time in Anaheim, I faced him a lot. I knew what he looked like in the box. He's gotten me once. I know kind of the pitches I've made to him in the past, and I knew how I had success with him before, and just trusted that. I trusted with just the preparation beforehand, and also just my time in facing him before. I knew there's certain pitches in certain spots where I could get swing and miss off him, and just kind of, the hitter he is obviously one of the best hitters in the game. But I think just being able to go back and know that I know what he looks like in the box, like I've seen it a lot. So I think that kind of helps.
It's still a pretty special accomplishment, though. Considering who he is, right?
Yeah, it is, but I'm going to leave it at that.
Did that extra time at all? Obviously, you had a number of rehab starts. Does that kind of help, allow you to be maybe a little bit sharper coming in after all the time that you had off?
Yeah, I think it does. When you're going through it, you want to get back here as quick as possible. But my last 2 starts in AAA they were actual starts. It wasn't a pitch count. It wasn't anything like that. It was, hey, go until you hit 95, 100 pitches. And I think once you kind of get there in the rehab process, I think it's a lot easier to navigate lineups and things like that. You're not staring at like 3 innings trying to get all your pitches to feel a certain way or things like that. It's more of like, okay, I'm striving to go 6. I'm striving to pitch into the 7th, and that's I feel like that's kind of it was nice to be able to have that.
Do you anticipate being in the bullpen at some point, whether it's in the near future or at some point this season?
I would say yeah. I think I'm. I think my role here is a little different. And I'm just be ready to pitch when they want me to pitch. I'm not blind to the guys that are coming off the IL here, soon, and just being able to take the ball whenever they want me to take the ball.
Paul, when you would reflect over like the last 10 months or so, what was the most difficult part for you?
I think honestly, like when my knee popped up in spring, it sucked. Just being able to kind of come in, like I'm not sure how many people expected me to kind of have like a normal spring training or anything like that. And being able to show up in day 1 and just be ready to go, like I was happy about that. But then the knee popped up and like it sucked. It did.